back.
今回の出展のバージョンに
All
な
right,
るん
we
で
got
す
a
けど、
little bit of. Okay, on the back end screen, it looks like we have a little bit of a.
今まで以上に細かいキャラの設定ができるんですけど、今回は
The back end screen, it looks like we have a little bit of character creation there, some presets. Don't see. Oh, he's addressing it right now. Okay, okay. We still have character creation. I never doubted that, to tell you the truth. But they're trying to simplify this to make this go a little quicker. But man, God, look at the hair effects right there and the clothing effects. It's like they have a natural wind blowing on the character just so you can see it a little bit better. Looks amazing. And then the Palico. All right, you get to customize your Palico. Thank you. I'm pretty much so excited that this is here, and they're confirming that you have that much customization for the Palico as well. All right, now we're getting into it. Okay, this is the village we saw from the trailer earlier yesterday.
People who are coming to queue to play the game don't have to waste too much time on that part of it. We've had some characters created here, but you'll be able to do some detailed settings in the full game.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm loving the different hair color options as well. I've spotted that in there.
今回のデモ版は、シングルでストーリーを楽しんでいただくモードと、やや経験者向けの方に、遊んでいただけるモードがあるんですけど、今回は経験者向けの方をプレゼンさせてもらいます。
So we've got two different quests that you can take on here at Gamescom. One of them is for perhaps the more beginner hunters who want to have a bit of an introduction to the story and the setting. And we have another one for those more veteran hunters who are able to jump right into the action. Needless to say, that's the one I'll be doing today.
All right, so we're jumping into a more veteran hunter. Oh wow, what is that large dung pod?
We see the hunter here
it's
with
interesting.
the great sword on her back, but we know that Takuda-san will be rocking the hunting horn. So we're going to take a look at the camp section.
Oh, checking out the tent. Okay. I'm going through a bunch of tutorials here. Look at the Palico's hat. It's just a little floppy hat.
一番最初のプレゼンテーションなので、一番基本的な
Oh, man.
グレートソードとライトボウガンでいこうと思います。
So as you can see, you can choose from any of the 14 weapon types.
Oh, that's so neat.
We were discussing our weapon choices as a
You can get a little preview of the armor.
Solo, I'm gonna keep it simple and
So neat.
my usual choice of great swords.
A fine choice, a classic.
今回は
Love that.
昔男性用のデザインと
Look how
女
crisp
性の装備の
the
デザインっていうのがあ
menus
ったと
look.
思うん
And
で
I
すけ
mean,
ど、
this is on YouTube, so the resolution is not nearly what it's going to look like either on your PC or even on your
You can see I'm
Xbox
choosing
and
my
TV.
armor here. In previous Monster Hunter games, you had male and female armor was separate. I'm happy to confirm that in Monster Hunter Wilds, there's no more male and female armor. All characters can wear any gear.
That's awesome. Fashion game is officially the end game.
Okay, so no separation between male and female armor. So basically, you can put on whatever you want. I wonder if that requires more resources though.
San's controller is on the blink again.
Well, enjoy the view of some of the armor sets in the meantime. And obviously that exciting news that now in Monster Hunter Wilds, no matter how you choose to build your hunter, what they look like, any of the armor sets in the game, they can use as long as you have the monster parts. So
There we
that's
go.
incredible. We
As
know
long
that
as you have the
can
monster
wonder
parts.
if this would be the case.
So basically, let's
So
just
I
say, assuming like high
cannot
ranks, like
wait
two
to see
versions
what
of
the
each
community
armor,
cook up
like
when they
you
get their
have
hands on it
4
in
versions of
2025.
the armor now.
Yeah. Oh, so excited to hear about that.
Yeah, the developers also
I'm telling you, I'm
love
playing
seeing
through a
everyone
female right now
And
on
especially the
Monster
Palico.
Hunter World,
Oh,
and
absolutely,
some of the
absolutely. I mean,
helmets and
I actually have a
headgear
cat in real life,
I
and I
love
always
so
base my
much
Palico
more
off of
for
her.
the
She's a little
female
tortoise
than
shell.
from the male. So
actually one of the
it's
presets
really
is a
neat that we
tortoise
can
shell as
just
well
mix
here.
and
So,
match in
yeah,
this case.
You'd love to see it.
I'm sure we have a lot of cat lovers in the community who
Yeah.
love recreating their little doggies.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
OK、
I think
別のに変えました。
the controllers should be working now, so let's see if we can get
They're
back
having a
into
little
the
technical
action.
difficulties here. I mean, the controller is not working. Oh
はい、すみ
man.
ません。じゃあ選んだので、
Okay, I've chosen my gear, so let's
But
go
it's
on.
nice that they're playing this on console. This is on PS5, I believe. Yeah, I see the L1 on down there.
ハ
PS5.
ンターたちの拠点になるベースキャンプになります。
So this is the base camp, which is the camp of operations for the hunters.
You've got the quest and you just
で
roll on
セクレト
out.
に乗ると
That's so cool.
オートでタ
Wow.
ーゲットのところまで
Oh my God! Look
You
at
can see
the
that I'm here on my
movement.
secret monk. It's actually automatically leading me towards my target. I'm not steering it at the
これ
moment.
出てくれますし、
Okay, so this there he's not steering the secret.
拠点と、フィールドに今までロードが
But I
挟まっ
wonder
て
if you
ま
have
すけれ
that
ども、
much level
今
of
回はシームレスに
control when you're
できるように
jumping over
Of course,
when
you
you're
might have
jumping
noticed
over
zero
rocks like
loading
that.
Screens, zero buffer, just ride straight out from camp into the field.
Absolutely.
Look-
So when
oh
we
my-
say seamless,
look at the
this
jump
is,
off the
this is
secret.
it
Ah.
in the flesh.
You don't need seamless in that
The
game.
speed that they're adding, the mobility that they're adding. Oh, did the monster just poop?
隠れ身のそういうを
The monster just pooped.
You
Oh
can see that the
wow.
monsters are forming a bit of a pack here.
I think Takuda
Okay,
stands
he's-
a bit outnumbered at the minute. I wonder how he'll do.
They've issued us supplies.
動き出し
Okay.
Where could they be leading him? And what we saw there is how quickly you can mount Sacred as well. So using
Yeah.
a button prompt, you can get straight back onto your mount and into the action.
Mounting was very fast on the secret.
急に動き出しましたね。これもなかなか珍しい。
Tokuda-san is sometimes surprised by the monster behavior because it's so realistic and unpredictable. He's never seen them run away this quickly, so he's having to change his strategy to figure out what to do.
They've clearly heard of
Weaving
his
in
hunting
between it,
prowess.
it's like hurting. It's so
And we've got
cool.
mounted combat there as well.
Like right now what you're seeing on screen is just like what the Max world did with 3 monsters. Like if there's like 3 monsters in the world, that's all that would be on the map. So let's see what else they
So
bring
we've
in.
taken advantage of the light bowgun's range there.
Okay, so
as-
he's running
as
a
we
greatsword and
mentioned
light
earlier,
bowgun.
Mounted combat is an option when
Interesting.
you're re-engaging a monster, just to keep them on their toes.
He is
Oh my goodness.
fighting all 3 of them.
So obviously, like having a
Bold.
pack of monsters like this is a first for the Monster Hunter series. So yeah.
Oh, look at that
wow.
counter. Oh wait, did he just like shoot something to close the gap with the greatsword?
I won't
ああいうふうに
translate
装
every
飾モンスターを掴んで
What?
投げてきたり。
What was that?
You may have seen that the carnivores actually grabbed and threw one of the herbivores at me.
So small monsters can be dangerous in many ways.
So you got a big alpha and then 2 like betas
まあ今
hunting.
大小ヤシ玉を使えってすごい出てますね。
Yeah, so you can see that there's a recommendation here for me to use a dung pod. That'll help me get rid of the other guys in the pack.
ちなみに今までのようにこうアイテムセレクト普通にできるんですけど、こういう拡張版
Alright, so I did see a
So we
hunting
actually have an
timer.
extended
Taking
version
it out.
of the classic item
Interesting.
selection bar, which you might have seen come up on the screen here. It's a new option for how to choose your items.
That's fantastic. More flexibility, allowing you to access the item you want even quicker. And then we see the large dung pod being deployed, which hopefully should split the pack up because
まあ群れを、あえて一網を大事にするようなやり方もあるんですけど、一番
Yeah, the
簡単
alpha,
な
and
の
we got
は
a
新しいアイテム
sandstorm
である
rolling in.
大小ヤシ玉というのを使って、群れを散らすのが、簡単なやり方になりますね。
You can, of course, throw the dung pod at each individual member of the herd you want to get rid of, but we have this new large dung pod I've chosen here that lets me throw it in a general area and it'll get rid of all of those pesky monsters we don't want to hunt.
and also so we're seeing obviously mounting
The mount,
in Monster
alright,
Hunter
we're seeing a
Wilds,
mounting effect.
and
Nice.
the new way it has been added to the game.
Oh wow.
Oh, that'll
at
leave a
that.
mark. And then we see
Right,
the
it's
small
get-
monsters getting involved.
small
as well.
monsters getting
So say,
or
as we
swarming
mentioned,
it?
a living, breathing world, and we see this pack of small monsters taking advantage of Doshiguma being in a bit of a tough spot. Oh,
そうですね、こういう小さいモンスターが大型モンスターを攻撃したりするのもワイルズから加わった要素になり
Okay,
ます。
so
Yeah, this is a brand new feature where we have this kind of interaction at different levels of the ecosystem. It brings an extra level of realism.
okay.
And talking of, there's a certain monster in the background there as well. Hopefully they don't come and visit because that would be scary. But we are in the inclemency period right now. A storm has rolled in mid-hunt, dramatically changing the whole locale. It's a bit of a shocking experience.
Wow.
And here we have another of our monsters that we've been
Balahara,
building, Balahara.
Turf Wars.
And, Balahara and Doshiguma, they don't seem to be getting on too well. We're seeing, oh my goodness. So, Tokudu-san, what are we seeing here exactly?
My God, look at that. Oh no, show me. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't get to see the end of the turf war.
The Balahara, hoping it would start a turf war and
looks like
damage the main monster, which worked.
Now we have a certain monster here that was officially revealed in yesterday's trailer opening night live. Behold, the apex monster of the Windward Plains, Ray Dow.
Ray Dow. Okay.
And we have seen the community calling it Thor Magala when it was first teased, which did make us chuckle. But yeah, Ray Dow is the name of this powerful monster.
Ray
so
Dow.
if you do come across this, if you're at Gamescom and you meet this in your quest, good luck. You'll need it.
Okay, Ray Dow.
今回の出展してるやつでも結構みんなレダウに向かっていく人多いです。
Yeah. We've seen a lot of people coming to the booth actually intentionally seeking out Radar for a challenge, but as you said, it's a really fearsome monster to take on. So you need to be pretty confident.
The fluidity of this demo, it's
this is the scariest monster. I'm going straight for that one. And look at the power on that. You know, I don't think Doshiguma's going to win this one against Ray Dow.
実際にここまでゆっくりね、ゲームプレイ見せることもあんまり今までなかったので。
Yeah, this is our first opportunity, Rozo-san says, to have a chance to really show a big meaty chunk of gameplay rather than showing trailers. So it's a great chance for everyone to see this.
Absolutely, and to say we're in expert hands as well, which is fantastic.
This is insane.
これ藤岡さん、レダウンのデザインのこだわ
Oh
りは。
my. Just the environment design. All the little subtle things that are going on around the hunt. Little mock over there. They kind of cut the sound a little bit.
Yeah, so Rizo-san was asking what was the design intention behind Radar, and Fujioka-san explained that, you know, the first monster you meet is kind of more like Doshagama style, beastly, furry kind of creatures. So we want to have something that stood apart from those, but that also represented the new feature of the kind of the stormy conditions that can change at any time. So having this kind of lightning creature really represents the elemental nature of the new Monster Hunter Wilds environmental design.
Yeah, it's encapsulated wonderfully. Like the community reaction when we just teased the monster was fantastic. Very crafted.
I mean, just with the hair movement around on it, it's just
insane.
Looks insanely
yeah, I can
good.
definitely see that coming through.
異常気象、砂嵐の異常気象の特徴の一つとして、先ほどのようなレダウのようなモンスターが出るというのも一つあるんですけど、この大来光虫という環境生物
Like a thunder
が
trap.
いろんなところに現
Thunder
れます。
bugs.
それ
Okay.
をこうアクティブにすることで今のようなしびれ花のような効果を得ることができたりします。
Yeah, you just saw me using the great thunderbug here. It's one of the environmental creatures, the endemic life that's on the Windward Plains. So I was able to activate them, and that creates a huge shock effect for the monster that I'm hunting.
So resourceful hunters that keep a lookout for these little things in the environment can really capitalize on them during a hunt.
Really capturing just the massiveness of the monster and the level of, I guess, how could you put it, just
nice shot.
Just comparison between the hunter and the monster in terms of like the carefulness that you have to have. It gives you that feeling instead of just going in as an overpowered hunter and just rocking it.
Yeah, that was just one example of the many different environmental traps that you can use to cause damage. There's even bigger rock falls than that and other things to discover.
Absolutely, I remember actually using rock falls in Monster Hunter World. And,
they said bigger rock
falls. So it's good that there's lots of opportunities to use more traps. So, if you miss the first time, you might get them the second time. And what we've just seen here as well is the support hunter feature, which we actually revealed in yesterday's trailer.
They're just saying that Chatacabra has turned up on the scene, so we've got quite a menagerie today.
We do. So we've seen 4 different monsters already in the space of this one hunt. And they've all come up and tried to take on Takuda-san as well.
タタカブラは初期のモンスターなので遊びやすく
The music is
Chatacabra is
insane.
one of the first monsters
Hopefully y'all
you'll
can hear
face
it.
in Wild, so it's one of the ones that's, if you're used to the series, it'll be a little easier to take on.
They're definitely focusing on their audio. The music is
Absolutely,
insane.
and what a character he is with that tongue.
あれ救難出したの
あ出しました、
はいはいこれシングルでも救難出すとNPC が仲間で入ってくる
もう今
So a few moments ago, you'll have seen that Tokuda-san put up an SOS flare. Even though he's playing offline,
Bringing down the vine trap.
Support AI hunters have now joined him, who you can see on the party list.
Okay, so these are AI
These are really
hunters.
intelligent
Interesting.
new AI companions that will help out single players.
We haven't moved into fully multiplayer
見
yet.
えづらかったかもしれませんけどスタの罠を僕が落としたら AI の NPC は攻撃をやめて僕の方まで近寄ってきてくれてます
They're really intelligent, so just now, whenever I took a vine trap and set it up by attacking the vines, the AI hunters knew to stop attacking the monster and come to me and the trap so that we can lure the monster towards us. So they're really smart.
Nice
Oh,
little
that's
limp
fantastic.
mechanic right
And that's
here.
great to say, because we know a lot of gamers, they don't play online or they prefer a solo experience. And for that, you can still kind of have that multiplayer or companionship feel with the support hunters. And it's your choice whether you use them or not as well.
Oh, another vine trap, huh? All right.
ライトボーガーも
Are we
結
going
構
for
メ
a
カニクスが
capture?
変わ
Is that what
っ
he's
て
going for right now?
全部の弾を速射することはできないんですけどこの通常弾と3弾貫通弾の3種を基本弾として無限に撃てるようにしています
So we've changed the mechanics here a little bit when it comes to the bow guns. You'll notice when I was choosing the ammo that you can choose between having smaller bullets that you can shoot off infinitely or more powerful bullets that are more limited in ammo.
So you have to make a
Interesting.
conscious
If,
decision
hear that
when
on
to
the
bring
bow
out the big
gun.
guns.
Smaller and bigger bullets that are more
really
powerful.
kind of, lay into the
Smaller or
monster.
infinite. And then the bigger have ammo.
And also looking at Doshiguma as well, you can kind of see the damage and wear and tear it's been receiving over the duration of the hunt. Obviously in traditional Monster Hunter titles before Wilds, you'd break monster parts and you'd visibly see that, but it looks like the team have really added on to that and added even more detail.
What's our move?
We moved out of the actual storm
明日のために
on to sleep.
嘘そうなのわかりました
I think Tokuda-san was probably going to bust out a barrel bomb, but we need to save some good stuff for the following streams. So we're going to keep the barrel bomb for tomorrow's
There
stream.
you go, another good reason to tune in tomorrow as well.
Oh, they're doing another stream tomorrow. Exciting. Yes. Just a simple wake up. We didn't do anything big.
I don't think Doshiguma appreciated that alarm clock. And mentioning what you said about the support hunters kind of observing what you're doing and playing around that, they didn't wake the monster up, they let Takuda-san do that as the player.
Yeah, the AI is really smart and it knows what strategy you're going to be going for based on your actions.
And look at the mobility on the light bowgun.
The light bowgun
rapid shots as
sounds
well,
so
including
good.
with elemental ammo.
And we've slayed it.
これ細かいですけど何気にこう剥ぎ取りの時もちょっと上に登れるんですよねほら
So
So
good.
Ryozo-san is just pointing out that you can actually get on top of the monster now in order to carve. So that's a new feature from this
Oh,
game.
this is so neat. They're
And
on
we can
top
see
of the
Olivia
monster
getting stuck in
carving.
as well. She's not hanging
Wow.
about. She's like, I'm getting my monster parts right now. So yeah, when you do take down a monster, you can get a lovely, nice pan, a nice screenshot of you stood upon your prize.
Oh, this is
but no,
nice.
That was a great hunt. Takuda-san, what was your highlight from that Doshiguma hunt?
はい、今の狩りのハイライトは何でしたか？
そうですね、レダウだったり、バーラハーラだったり、今回の
You saw that they
ワイルズの
end the
ヘルセ
quest
ヌスの花のいろんな
immediately.
環境を使いながら狩りをできたことは良かったんじゃないかなと思います。
I was really happy I was able to show you a huge variety of monsters within one quest and also show off the Windward Plains and the ecology that you're able to use at the same time. So that was a great hunt for me.
That was awesome. And say with that, we will have to wrap up a little bit earlier due to the delay at the start. So don't worry, we will be doing community Q&A in tomorrow's stream. So do tune in at the same time tomorrow. And if you liked what you saw today, you can wishlist Monster Hunter Wilds on PSN and Steam right now. So it really does support the game ahead of launch. So if you do like what you're seeing, do drop a wishlist. And for everyone in the queue and in the audience as well, we hope you have a wonderful time playing today. But do stick around, because in about 15-ish minutes, I'll be back with Takuda-san, and we'll be doing a live stream with some more Monster Hunter Wilds gameplay. But in the meantime, I'd like to say thank you so much for Takuda-san, Ryoza-san, and Fujioka-san for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow with hopefully some multiplayer gameplay. And in the meantime, happy hunting.
All right. Okay. I mean, that was absolutely amazing. And they said they're coming back with more gameplay, so we're gonna stay tuned right here. But just a quick recap of some of the things that I noticed just off the cuff. One, timers are confirmed, so there is going to be that time element still left in Monster Hunter, and that was something I really do enjoy because it helps add to the challenge. And I know a lot of the community just loves having the timer there for the hunts, and it gives that sense that the monster can't actually get away. Second, we got to see a turf war. That was so much fun. We didn't see the whole thing though. In the final result, he strategically turned away because there was a sinkhole forming. Then next was Ray Dow, which is the apex monster from the trailers that we've been suspecting of Thermagala for so long, but basically it's confirmed that it's Ray Dow, and it looks absolutely amazing and horrifying. So that's a lot of fun. New bits of information about the light bow gun, which the primary screen was using, and basically you have this thing called, you have small ammo and large ammo for what it looked like was each ammo type, and the smaller ammo is infinite, obviously does less damage. The larger ammo, it takes up actual ammunition and does more damage. And then one thing I did notice at the end of the hunt, there was this end hunt immediately thing that was actually, I don't know how that it's going to work, because this is you just get right back into it, and this is a world that you just jump right back into, and that's what they've been marketing it as. But I'm curious as far as, like, are there some scripted hunts that are involved that you would just directly go back to base? I don't know what that's going to look like, but we'll have to take a look at that and see what more we can discover within some future gameplay. But with that, hopefully there's some gameplay coming back. I'm going to go ahead and pause right now and see if we can come back to it a little longer. They're just on a wait screen, so I'll pause and restart the reaction as soon as we get back. So stick with us.
Some hunting goodness, isn't that right?
Okay, we are back, and they're diving straight back into it. Okay, so we've got, looks like it's going to be a single player.
We saw you rocking the greatsword. What weapon are you feeling for today? Because with these streams, this is your opportunity to show off whatever weapons you want.
先ほど体験だったんですけど、ステージで今回は
We're talking about weapons here.
になるのでしょうか。
どれにしましょうかね。何か見たいのあるのかな。
Is there anything that anyone wants us to use today?
You know, I've seen a lot of charge blade, please, in chat.
チャ
Okay.
ージブレード、ランス。
Hunting horn,
チャッ
gun
トの方
lance.
では
Oh my
おーすごい
goodness.
すごい。
Whoa!
早すぎて。
The chat is overwhelmed and he can't read
す
it.
ごいハンマー。
チャークもありますし、ランスもあります。
ハンマーがガン
Oh, my great sword, lance
Lance
bow,
が多
charge
い。
blade, lance, gun lance. Oh
はい
my
はいはい。
goodness!
オッケー。
The choice is yours, Takuda-san.
Yeah, the chat is going a little crazy right now.
始めますか。
They are
Yeah,
they are
let's
throwing
start.
out weapons like crazy.
これ
I didn't hear hammer though. Man, we got to show that hammer.
オッケー。
There we are. We're now in the corner. But the good thing is as well, obviously, we're asking which weapon, but in Monster Hunter Wilds, as they've seen, you can actually carry 2 weapons at once into a hunt.
Okay, so back to the back to the character creation screen, and it's really nice because I mean they did explain that this is just presets for the demo that's going on right now. So, but we'll have full customization.
That's right. As you'll have seen, the environment is so changeable, and it has these 2 sides to it, where it could be very peaceful and then very wild and stormy. So we've added the ability to jump on your sacred and quickly change to a second weapon at any time, so you can have a strategy ready for any situation.
Oh, that's fantastic.
ちなみにね、パリコの声、今回は、1種類しか
I like the hair on the palicos. Look at that. You have the long hair. That's really nice.
So the character creator is a little bit restricted for this demo version. So for example, the palico voices, you'll have 2 different ones to choose from, but for the purposes of this build, we've just got a default 1 set. So don't be concerned you see the limited options here. This is just for the demo version.
まあオプションでアイル語、猫の言葉に変えることもできます。
You can, of course, also change your palico to speak in Meowie palico language if that's what you prefer. So if you don't want to hear
they're talking about palico languages.
Words, then switch it to the meows.
Palico language can use, and their voice could use human words, verse, and Meowie words language.
まあ人間の言葉だといろいろサポートしてくれたりするんですね。
そうですね。テキスト自体はボイスにしてもアイル語にしても出るんですけれども、ボイスの方が字を読まなくてもサポートしてくれるので、すごくわかりやすいと思います。
Yeah, it's going to be giving you helpful hints and support, but even if you choose the meowing noises, the subtitles will still give you the correct information. You won't lose out on that support, regardless of your audio choice.
That is handy. So it's a win-win, no matter which you pick. It's down to your personal preference.
So it looks like we're running the same mission, just with a different weapon.
14個の武器からここで選ぶことができますし、セカンダリーウェポンもここで選ぶことができます。
So we can choose from the 14 weapon types here. Which one are we going to go for?
なんかまあランスが多かったかな、さっきの。
I get the feeling that Lance was the most requested in the chat, so I'm going with Lance.
All right, we're going to do the Lance.
And there was some people asking for the bow too, so that's going to be my second weapon choice.
There we go.
Okay, so he mixed it up a lot. Lance and bow.
Good to get the armor out here. Are we going for fashion or function here, Takuda-san?
機能重視ですか、ファッション重視ですか、僕は。
まあ両方ですね。今回ね、スキルのシステムちょっと変わってて、この体験版でも本編とちょっと違いますけど、スキルシステム自体は実装されています。まあこのセットボーナススキルっていう、
Equipment skills confirm back. Look at free meal right there.
シリーズスキルに加えて、グループ特定のグループによってもスキルがつくようになってたりします。例えば重竜の、モンスターで装備を合わせると特定のグループスキルがついたりみたいなのも
set bonuses even for the early on monsters down at the bottom right there.
A little bit of both in this case. I think it's a great looking armor, but I also want to have my skills ready to go out in the hunt. And you may have noticed some changes there on the screen that was on just now to the skill system. It's broadly based on what we had before in Monster Hunter World. But you saw new set bonus skills, for example. So in addition to this, wearing the same armor series, getting you bonuses, there'll be certain set bonuses. It might be, for example, 2 different monsters parts, but they're from the same type, same sort of category of monster. For example, the same type of wyvern. You might be able to get some set bonus skills from combining those armor together. So you have more chances to mix and match.
Oh wow! So if you love build crafting, then you're in for a treat.
Exactly.
そうですね。あとね、重要なところとしては。武器に特定の攻撃スキルが、攻撃的なスキルは武器の方についている形になってます。
There's also going to be specific attack skills.
Set bonuses are based on like monster type, not necessarily monster specific. Is what if I heard him correctly. So this might be really interesting. So maybe having multiple brute wyverns armor, so you're not limited to just that armor set of the same monster.
武器防具の方のスキル選んでいただきでスキルビルド考えていただくというのは変わらないんですけども、この2つの武器に、を持っていても、そこまでスキルビルドに苦労しないような形に、スキル、デザイン自体を、変更を加えてますね。
Yeah, that's right. And you'll be able to choose the 2 weapons, of course. So I think you'll be able to create a build that gives you a bit of flexibility. So that changing weapon changes one of the skills out, and that lets you have 2 different strategies at the same time, rather than being locked to just what you put on your armor, which you can't change in the field.
Which is another lesson, as we mentioned on stage, obviously having 2 weapons, you can either have 2 different weapons or 2 of the same type, but then having different versions of that type will yield
right now.
And Takuda-san, it's a 3v1 or 3v2 because you've got your Palico at the moment. How do you think you'll fare with a Lance in this situation?
今回はランスですが、まあ3匹でかかってきてますのでどうなるのでしょうか。
そうですね、やっぱり群れはすごく、特にランスみたいなちょっと機動力が低めの武器っていうのは苦手だったりするんですけれども、ちょっとするんですけれども、今回結構小回り効くような形になっていたりだとか。
I think he's going to fare well, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we've adjusted the lance in Monster Hunter Wilds so that it's still the sort of the powerful wall that it needs to be a lance. But you might notice as I'm playing that I've got a little bit more movability and a little bit more flexibility in my options.
Oh, nice guard point in the
ツバ
mouth.
ゼリアイは今みたいにガードを特性特性を持った武器が、モンスターのその特定の攻撃にうまく、当てていくと、ツバゼリアが発生するような仕様になっています。
What you just saw was a power clash. So whenever you've got a weapon that can guard, such as the lance, and a certain condition is met, whenever you're attacking the monster and you guard it just the right time, you'll get this power clash happen on screen.
で今ちょっと見たかな、ジャスト判定していくと、割と今回いろんな武器にジャスト判定ついてるんですけど、その後、簡単な追撃に移ることがランスできるようになってます。
All the weapons pretty much now have some kind of perfect timing sort of effect on them for depending on how you're using it, but you'll be able to see how it works.
I like the waveform. It just looks insane. It's like the lower your health gets, the more erratic the wave gets. Almost like giving you the emphasis on, hey, emergency, heal.
とりあえずセクレットを上のボタンで押すっていうのが、今回の割とプレイしやすい、ポイントになりますね。
The Sacred is sort of hanging around to support you while you're hunting, and you'll be able to quickly press the button on the D-pad to call the Sacred and get away from danger if you're kind of getting into trouble. So you might have noticed there it was ready to go for me right there as I started getting hit and taking damage.
間違えた。変なのぶつけちゃった。
It's always good to have an escape plan, especially when there's a pack of Doshiguma on you.
Well, I'm trying to. What is the
モンスターを遅らせても連れていくことができるのは今まで通りなんですが、この誘導弾ルアーなんとかで、を使うルアーポットを使うとこのように敵視みたいな線がついてると思うんですけど、モンスターを連れていくことができます。
You've always been able to anger a monster if you want to get it to follow you because you're planning to lure it somewhere on the map, and that's what we're doing right now. But I've used the new luring pod. You can see here on my slinger ammo display on the bottom right. That actually displays this little red beam that shows you which monster it is you're luring specifically, and it's almost indicating which one you're going to be dragging along.
That's really exciting. So obviously we're playing a solo hunt at the minute, but
look at the map.
With the luring pod and the aggro line there, what benefits would this particular luring pod have for multiplayer if you're a Lance user?
マルチだと今の仕様はどういう風な使い方がありそうなのでしょうか。
そうですね、マルチであっても、モンスターを特定の場所まで連れていくということが、できますし、例えばその縄張り争いをするようなモンスターをあえて自分のモンスターのところに連れていくっていうこともできますね。
I think, well, regardless of your weapon, you'll be able to strategically plan together to lure monsters. Let's say you've got one of them next to the Doshaguma and you're next to another one like the Chatakabra. We could plan to lure them together to make a turf war to try and damage our targets. So, the possibilities are really endless.
That's fantastic. And saying if you are a shield user, you can live that tank fantasy by keeping aggro on you a little bit longer. And who's this monster, Takuru-san?
これが、セイダテの砂原の、エーペックスモンスターのレダウですね。
This is Raydal. It's the apex predator of the Windward Plains that we're in at the moment.
Some electrifying attacks.
Positively shocking.
Wow.
Chat are loving seeing a Raydal appear.
Wow, he is absolutely. Look at the design. I mean, the scaly. I mean, yeah, the scales look great, but I just can't help but look away from Doshiguma in terms of
and we're in the inclemency period at the moment, which explains why the weather is so shocking and extreme. So, both the hunter and the monsters have to contend with this.
どうぞ。
はい、今はこういう嵐。
Notice how you can bring up your map while you're moving. That is really neat in a zoom in mode.
そうですね。ある種ハイリスクハイリターンというか、うまく環境を利用するには大ダメージを期待することもできるんですけど、同時に非常に危険でもあります。
Exactly, it's high risk, high return. You're going to be able to do extra damage to the monsters during this period by utilizing the environment and if they get struck, but you're also equally at as much risk of taking damage. So it's a time to be careful for sure.
Absolutely.
今小型モンスターが、こかしましたね、噛みついて土砂熊を転倒まで持っていきます。モンスターの強さによってどちらが勝つっていうのは、均等ではなくて毎回一緒ではなくて、小型モンスターが低い確率ですけど土砂熊に関しては勝つ可能性があります。チャタカブラにはもっとすごい高い確率で勝ったりします。
So you've seen the small monsters, trying to take on the big one. It's not like it's a fixed program where the big ones always win. You never know what's going to happen. I think depending on the big monster they want to take on, sometimes the pack or herd of smaller monsters may actually have a chance of taking it down.
Oh, wow.
Especially if it was something like a Chatakabra rather than the more powerful and aggressive Doshakuma that we're dealing with right now.
Oh,
So there's definitely strength in numbers then.
これね、今まで言ってない
definitely
ですけ
seeing
ど、
some
新しい環境生物
Nergigante
で回復
movement
コロモ
from
ン神という
Doshigan.
のがいます。
We haven't shown this before. This Vigor Mantle bug,
Just
which I
just
just
the
grabbed.
feeling of power.
今回復しましたね。フックスリンガーで取って自分のところまで引き寄せて回復することができる、すごく便利な生き物です。
It's a really handy endemic life creature that you can grab with your slinger and pull it over to you for a quick heal.
Very handy in the heat of the hunt. I don't know how many times I've been chased by a monster and I haven't got time to glug a potion, so that's very handy.
回復薬飲み姫がないときには非常に使えそうな環境生物ですね。
Ooh, and what was that we just saw there with the focus strike?
今の攻撃はどういうものだったんでしょ
そうですね、これがまさにフォーカスストライクになります。傷口に対して当てると今のような特殊な突きに発生
He
し
is
ます。
getting
Yeah, as you noticed, the
materials
focus
like
strike is something
crazy.
that you can use while you're in focus mode and the monster has already been wounded, and it lets you pull off a special attack targeting the wounded area.
今みたいに砥
So
石
they're
を
not drop. It doesn't look like they're
研ぐ時にもセクレ
dropping
ト
on
を
the
呼
ground.
べよみたい
The
な
monster
アナウンス
parts.
が出たりもしますし、当然武器も棒にしたつもりが変わってない。
The,
後でま
the
た
tutorials that we've got switched on for
Those
this
must
demo
be.
purposes were showing that you can get on your sacred and sharpen your weapon and change weapon. I just realized I didn't actually correctly change my second weapon, so I don't think I have the right one with me. But
It's
never
still a
mind.
ranged weapon, you know.
今回
Now we're-
乗った時に、乗り移りながらいろいろなところにダメージを与えているのは変わらないんですけど、弱攻撃、中攻撃、さらには武器による攻撃っていうのがいつでもできるよう
Mounting
になってま
mechanic is
す。
incredible.
So you can move around the monster just like in, for example, Monster Hunter World. Once you're mounted to attack different parts of its body.
Oh my
But
God.
as
Oh,
you'll see on
look
the
at
screen,
that
you also have
dismount.
powerful and weaker attacks, as well
Wow.
as a per weapon special attack that is coming up with the button prompt there. So you have a lot more variety in the mounted attacks you can carry out.
Absolutely, that was an absolutely brutal attack in a very satisfying way. And all of the 14 weapon types have that as well.
その特殊な攻撃はどの武器種にもついているものなんですね。
そうですね、はい、集中、乗った時の、武器攻撃というのはすべての武器で使えます。
That's right. All 14 weapons have that
There's
special.
tutorial and information overload
So
on the
even more
screen right
options
now.
on how you want to handle
It's
the
absolute-
monster, bring them down
it's
quicker,
absolutely
mount them for
insane.
longer.
なんか向こうでレードアウト。
Oh!
See in the background, Ray Dao is completely wailing on this Balahara.
Welcome to the stream, Balahara.
三つどもえですね。
Yeah, we've got this whole 3 monster situation going on here.
Who's your Xenion?
かけるとしたら誰が勝ちますか？
もうレードアウトですね、これはね。
my money's on Ray Dao.
こうやって今回はダメージが与えた状態で、例えば土砂熊クリアした後に、さっきのバーラハラがもし逃げていなければ、HP も多少減った状態で、クエスト化することもできます。
Since we're seamlessly traveling and doing quests in the map, even if I defeat my target, such as the Alpha Toshagama just now, if the other monsters who are in the vicinity are still hanging around and they're weakened, I don't have to start over again with them.
You can
I can
pick up
just
where you left
continue
off.
right on and continue to attack them, start a new quest, and take them down, having the damage carried over.
And here's Chatakabra. So, how many monsters have we seen now in this quest? Is it 4?
このモンスターでもうモンスター4種類ぐらい出現していると
そう
思うんですけど。
ですね、今4種類いますね。もうもっと出ますよ。
Of course, there are many more that could appear.
Many more. We see 4 monsters already, and then there's
このよう
many
に
more
大体
that
の場
could
合、
appear.
土砂熊が勝つんですけど、ごくまれにチャタカブラが勝ったりもしますし、それを争ってる間にこちらが ダメージを与えていくと、ある種助立ちみたいになって、土砂熊が負けたりすることを手助けすることもできたりします。
Like I said before, you know, in most cases, the Doshagama will be able to defeat the Chatakabra just because of their relative power. But there are times when the Chatakabra manages to pull it off and defeat the Doshagama. And of course, the hunters can take advantage of the distraction and keep attacking their target. And you'll weaken Doshagama so much that you might actually help Chatakabra best in the foe.
ちなみにね、マップも、変な環境
Look at the little lizard.
マップも
Going around with a capture net and catching. Oh wow!
So the map is 3D
な
now.
ってますし、こう全部広げることもできるできるし、
Yeah, so hopefully y'all got a good view of that map. Look at this.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're trying to show it whilst running away here, but yeah, you can see that it actually covers all the information you need in the environment.
And obviously, so we've got the 3D map now. What was the kind of primary reason we went for 3D on this
こうい
iteration or
う
more detail?
3D 仕様にした背景は何でしょうか。
そうですね、ワールド時の古代樹の森だったり正気の谷のような階層構造が複雑なフィールドになると、自分がどこの位置にいたりだとか、モンスターがどこの位置にいたりっていうのがちょっと分かりにくい部分もありましたので、今回この 3D マップと、セクレトのオートの移動ですね、この2つによってすごく
Look
迷い
at
にくくなって
so
ま
much
す。
Dashiguma
It's a
fur.
bit
I
of a
mean,
learning we had from Monster Hunter World, where the maps got bigger and bigger and more three-dimensional and with more verticality. But we heard from a lot of players that they were having trouble finding their way around or even getting lost while trying to find the monsters. So we upgraded the map to 3D.
ちょっと注目してもらいたいんですけど、土砂熊は、ある程度こう、バトルが進んでいきますと、それこまでに、潰した古傷が、怒りによってもう一回避けて、全身がもう一回傷だらけになるような特性っていうのを持ってます。
You might notice that all the wounds that we created earlier and attacked are coming back now. This is actually special to Doshaguma. It has a feature where when it gets angry like it is now, it literally opens up its old wounds from the rage.
Oh, wow.
And it reopens those wounds for you to
oh,
attack. So
interesting.
it's a bit of an opportunity
Special
for you to
things
re-attack
for
those
different
areas.
So if you
monsters.
successfully
Opening up
create
old
lots
wounds
of
when
wounds
he's
early on in the
raging.
hunt, you're rewarded for it in the latter stage with more damage
最初のう
opportunities.
ちに傷口がたくさんつければつけるほど後から有利になるって感じ
そうですね。
Yes. Well, that was a yes or no question.
ただし
Yes.
この状態になるとものすごくこう凶暴性も増しますので、攻撃性も増すので、そういう意味でのこう厳しさっていうのはより増しますね。
On the other hand, it's going to get a lot more powerful and aggressive when it's angry. So you've got more opportunities to attack, but you're going to have a lot more attack coming your way too.
It's more dangerous for everyone involved.
いけるか。
Oh
Two
my
for two.
god, look at that. Look at the rock fall. Wow, that was a big one compared to the other ones.
せっかくなんでここらで、
Insane.
サポート今北条付近になりましたね。で、SOS フレア使ったらっていうアサインも出たので使ってみましょうか。
So we've returned to the bounty weather condition, and we've had this. We've got the option currently on to show more tutorials for first-time players, and it's suggested that we bring in some support hunters to finish off the hunt. So I'm going to follow that suggestion and fire off an SOS flare.
人が NPC が
Hey, we're bringing in support
There's some
hunters.
NPCs here
All
just
right.
minding their business on the map.
Gosh, hopefully Doshiguma doesn't come barreling through right now.
どうしたらでもに攻撃されないといいですね。
そうなんです。逃げていきます。こういう
Don't worry, they're smart enough to run away when they see it coming.
今ねファストトラベル使いましたね。
So I've just used fast travel to return to a pop-up camp.
Pop-up camp.
And,
This is neat.
What
I
does the
like
pop-up camp allow us
this.
to do?
この
Alright.
キャンプでできることは何でしょうか。
このように装備を変えたりだとか、物資を補給、アイテムを補給したりだとか、あと力尽きた時のリスポーンポイント、あと SOS フレアを打った時の AI サポートハンターが、出てくる場所にもなりますので、なるべくこのモンスターの習性に合わせて場所に先んじて置いておくと狩りの効率がすごく良くなってきますね。
So these camps will allow you to change your weapons, change your gear, stock up on items. They're also the respawn point for after you cart, and they represent the point at which support AI hunters will actually enter the map as well when you call them in. So if you're able to place it closer to where the action is, then it could be beneficial.
So as we can see, that's one of the tactical benefits of choosing your camp carefully.
キャンプを近くに置いておくとそこが有利なんですね。
そうですね、はい、ただし壊されたりするキャンプもありますので、その利便性と安全性をこう天秤にかけながら選んでいただく形になりますね。
This is going to be
That's right,
exciting.
but the closer to the action you place your camp, the more at risk you are of the camp being attacked by monsters because it's in a bit of a dangerous area. So
Oh, you don't want that when you're
balancing
trying to chill.
convenience and risk is going to be up to the player. Yeah.
環境が豊穣期になったので草食のモンスターがたくさん群れをなすようになったりだとか、回復のミツムシのようなとこにいるかな。こういう時も
So we're in the plenty here, and that will change the endemic life that appears on the map. So I'm going to see if we've got more of the healing endemic life that should be around in this period.
So, like to extrapolate, so choosing on what period you're hunting in, there could be more healing or less healing, even ramping up the challenge a bit.
異常気象によっては現れるものも違いますし、リスクリターンが変わったりするんですね。
そうですね。さっきの異常気象の時は大来光虫のような、攻撃的な、能力性能を持った生き物が多く出てきますし、豊穣期の方は回復のアイテムだったり蜂蜜だったりそういうものが多く出るような傾向はあります。
Yeah, generally speaking, the inclemency period, whenever there's going to be extreme weather and storms like you just saw, we'll have more maybe attack-based creatures around, like the giant thunderbug we saw. Whereas the plenty period is a bit more peaceful, and it's going to have concordantly going to have some healing items or healing bugs and things like that be more around.
Interesting. So the items in the environment change based on the weather. Very interesting.
瓶がアイテムではなくなりました。
So just to introduce a new element for the bow, the coatings are no longer items.
今回この仕掛けやゲージっていうんですけど、このゲージがあると思うんですが、このゲージを使って、瓶を使う。今ゲージ減りましたね。
So you can see that there's a blue gauge above where the power coating is appearing. That's the gauge that you use to refill the coatings that you're
で
using.
このゲージはもう一つこう導きのよいしょ。これ自体は弱いですよ。
So,
で刺さったらここに対して追加ダメージ。
So I just shot a tracer arrow, and then as you saw, even though I wasn't aiming right at it, the subsequent shot aimed right for the tracer.
This is insane.
So you can do some really impressive plays with that.
I mean, I really like the light bow gun, and I really enjoy playing it in World, but the bow in this game, that's my second weapon, hands down, period. The bow is insane.
I think if you're good with the bow, yeah, you'll be able to use those to pull off some great damage combos.
なんかサポートハンターがあんまり動いてくれないですね。今あれかな。ちなみに今回支給品もクエスト開始したら自分のセクレットポーチに届けてくれるような仕様になってますし、時間が経つと追加の支給品が来たりもします。
Speaking of the supply items, previously you would have only been able to get them at camp, so you would have to go back to the box to get them. But since we're able to start and new quests right in the map, they're actually going to be delivered directly to your sacred pouch whenever you start a new quest.
もう一回回収もできます。
And you can pick up traps.
You know, that's good. I can't remember how many times I've put a trap in a bad place, and I'm like, oh no!
Thank you. We can pick up traps. Oh my! Finally.
そうですね。でここに置くと罠に反応してサポートハンター、なんかサポートハンターたちも空気を読んで。
Yeah, those support hunters are also able to understand that you've placed a trap, and then head over there so that you can lure the monster together.
Very handy. Doshaguma's still putting up a big fight.
まだまだ戦い続けるんですね。
もうね弱ってるはずなんですけどね。
I think he's pretty much on the ropes at this point.
So it's all or nothing for this monster.
命がけですね。
2匹いますね。ちょっと小足玉で。
So one of his herd has shown up here, one of his packs. So
what did he? Oh, we threw out a large dung pod right there.
Disperse them.
Especially in such close quarters, that would make him even more dangerous.
So it
disperses everybody, but they go in different directions.
そうですね。土砂雲のようにちょっと
That's cool.
回復ミツムシが出てますね。これは豊穣期になるとこういう回復系の環境生物とかもすごく増えてきます。
As I mentioned, the things like the giant vigor wasps, the healing endemic life is more common to find in the plenty period.
This is when it's calm. It's called the plenty period. That's interesting.
モササウルスのガジオスというモンスター。
Gajios. Is that the one that looks like an alligator?
New smaller monsters there.
傷つきやすいような弾を
And I was able to grab its tooth off with the slinger, and that becomes the new bleeding pod. when you use that with the slinger and hit a monster, it becomes easier for it to bleed.
Oh, that's handy.
Oh, that's a neat
土砂
little
熊が2頭い
trick.
てちょっと危険
You
な状
grab a
態では
tooth, and that
あるん
becomes
で
your
すけど
slinger ammo to
えー
make a bleeding
ポートハン
slinger
ターに
pot.
頑張っても
Okay.
らって
We have 2 Doshagame here, but I'm hoping that support hunters have my back while I sit down for a quick meal in the field.
Oh,
You
now
know,
he's
it's never a bad time for
he's getting
snack.
cocky right now.
食事でも
He's
取りましょう
he's doing a little
Yep, let's have a
cooking.
meal.
Okay, so
今回
custom
携
cooking.
帯食料を原料にし
Interesting.
て
Oh, wow.
肉と魚と野菜を選ぶことができます
So you're able to choose the combination of the portable rations that you have with you, whether it be meat, vegetable, etc., to decide what meal to cook.
Oh, this
Ooh,
is
those mushrooms look good.
で追加の食材っていうのは今キノコとハーブを使ったんですけど、村人から交流して得ることをしたりとかフィールドから取ることによって追加の効果を得る
that
食
was
材っていうのを
so good.
取ることができたり
I
します
added some mushrooms and herbs here. Those
And
kind of
it has-
additional
if you
ingredients
notice, it
are
has a
things that you can both find
duration
on
on
the
the
map,
meal.
or perhaps exchange with and trade with NPCs to get new ingredients and toppings. And by adding them to the meal, you're going to get different combinations of effects and skills.
That is so tasty.
So tasty, isn't it?
And the good news is you weren't interrupted by the monster. But I assume if you get too bold with your cooking, there could
その
be...
間は幸い邪魔されなかったんですけど、もしかしたらあんな場所で料理すると攻撃される可能性があ
あもちろん
るんですね。
もちろんやられる可能性が
Yeah.
ありますどこでも食べれる分どこでもリスクがあります
You can
ね
eat anywhere, but monsters can attack you eating anywhere. So the decision is yours.
で今回ねこの局者も
Oh, it's
前は
it's falling
スタン
arrows
チを
now,
食べる
not like
つぶてみたい
bolts.
なものが
I
出
wonder
て
if
く
it
るんで
has
す
the
今回
knockout
上の方
potential.
に
Oh wow.
追
Well
加
played.
Oh, there's
追
the
加ダメー
slay.
ジが入るようなこう炸裂エア
So
を
we had the
刺す
6-second
仕様に変わり
timer.
ますね
So let's see it
the
again.
odd
You
shots
get
have
this
also been changed up this
just
time, so
in quest
they're able to
immediately.
be more
Yeah.
effective and do more damage from that style.
Great news for bow mains, or those looking to try it out in wilds. Hang on. This is new, isn't it, Takuda-san?
これって新しい仕様ですね。今
Wow.
モンスターの上に。
あそうですねモンスターの中に入り込まずに、乗ったりすることもできますし
Yeah,
今みたい
quest
に、
complete. You just ended it
クエス
just
ト
there,
60
and
分待た
then
なくて
you're
もその
still
ま
in
ま
the environment.
終わらすことができますあとこういうふうに
Shows the rewards.
ディティール今みたいにちっちゃなリザルトにすることもできますし、ボタンを押せば大きな今まで通りのしっかり見るリザルトにすることもできるようになってます
That's right. You no longer pass through the monster's body. You can get on top of it while you're carving. And as you may have saw, the result screen appears as a sort of more compact notification that you can skip through without having a large screen come up. Or if you want to, you can press the correct prompt to see the detailed screen. Once you skip through that, you don't go anywhere. You're right back on the field to continue your next hunt.
And what options do players have after a hunt?
一回討伐後にできることは何でしょうか。
そうですね今まではこうクリアしたら、フィールドじゃない拠点に戻ってもう一回クエストボードからリスタートでしたけど今回はフィールドにいるモンスターを、また自分で目的を見つけて、狩ることができます、レダウに行くこともできますしバーラハーラに行くこともできるさらにですね今どういう状況なのかみたいなことをマップで見ることができます
You can of course go back to the camp, pick up another quest on the quest board as per usual. But you don't have to. You can stay right on the field, just find monsters to hunt, or as I'm doing right now, open the map and check out the situation. It shows you the kind of areas different monsters appear in.
さっきはねダメージをフィールドで与えて、
Please do another hunt.
クエスト化しましたけどマップの上から、クエストを開始するっていうこともできます
So earlier we just attacked the Alpha Doshagama and it started a quest. This time I found one on the map, and as you saw, I selected the option there, and it just started a quest for me right where I'm standing.
That's rather handy.
とても便利そうな機能です。
そうですねであとモンスターの強さとかも、分かりまして追加の報酬っていうかもう、フィールドに出てるモンスターについては、発生しますのでそういうことも確認してもらいながら、どのターゲットを次に狙っていくかみたいなことを決めていただけます
You can also see things like which additional rewards will be dropped by particular monsters and make that
Oh, now he's using the sword and
decision-making
shield.
factor for your next hunt target.
Oh, that's great, especially if you're farming for a particular weapon or a particular piece of armor.
こ
That
の
really
武
helps.
器、この防具を作成したくてこれが欲しくてと思ったときに使
Oh,
える機能
oh,
なんですね。
thank you.
そうですね
You
あの
can
特
grab
定
it
の
and pull them out of the
今
out
回
of
ね
the
僕
air.
が遊んでて思うのは、
Wow.
この装備が欲しいんだけれども、
Screamer
なんか
pods,
ちょっと
please.
素材がいい、モンスターが徘徊してるからついでに買っとこうかみたいな気持ちになるのが今までにない感覚です。
Yeah, it's also great where if you're already doing a different hunt target, but you find another monster, it tells you it's going to have the materials you want for that armor or that weapon you've been waiting to craft. You don't have to quit the hunt you're on and then find it later. Just
wow.
Keep hunting on the go, or even keep hunting it while you're attacking your main target. So it lets you do that a lot more seamlessly.
That's awesome. There we go.
Oh no!
Well played, Takuda-san.
はい、上手にできました。
Oh, we're gonna wait till tomorrow.
What would you say, as Lance was the first weapon, what kind of player would enjoy using Lance?
今、ランツだったんですけど、ランツはどのようなプレイヤーに向いている武器なんでしょうか。
そうですね、ランスは割と藤岡さんのような安定思考というか、モンスターの攻撃を受けながら自分のダメージを軽減しつつ、反撃していくようなスタイルの武器です。
It's a weapon for people who want to be sort of strong and stable. they're going to have guarding ability to keep their own health higher, and then whenever the timing is right, to be able to poke back at the monster.
ですが、今回は割と臨機応変にこうジャストガードとかも含めて、反撃する能力っていうのは高くなってますので、ちょっと今までランス合わなかったなみたいな人でもオフェンシブな面っていうのが、確認できますので、一回ちょっと試してみてもらったらもしかしたら好きな武器の一つになってくれるかもしれないなと思ってます。
Anyone who might never have really picked up the lance before because you felt it was a bit too defensive for you, a bit too tanky, then I think that the new abilities that we've added, including these precise timing guards, which let you lead into powerful counterattacks, they might make it a bit more of an active participation kind of weapon. So I'd encourage any of you who think the lance isn't for you to give it a try in Monster Hunter Wilds, and maybe you'll grow to like it.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I'm going to have to go out there and give it a try after this demonstration. So
僕も今のプレイを見たら遊びたくなりましたので。
ぜひ試してみて。
And with that, we'll wrap things up for today, but we'll be back tomorrow from 1 p.m. CEST, starting with our stage show. So there'll be Takuda-san, as well as Monster Hunter Wilds producer Ryozo Sugimoto, and Monster Hunter Wilds executive director and art director Kaname Fujioka. So do join in. We should have...
All right, they are closing up the stream, and I mean, just to go over some things. I mean, what we saw in that second hunt was absolutely amazing. What they let us know from an information standpoint. First was like the Palico voice, like you can choose between the human or the meow speak to make it a little bit more realistic or less realistic, however you want it. That seems amazing. Second, like on armor, it's the set bonuses are not dependent necessarily on the exact monster. So it's due monster type. So for example, like I was saying a little bit earlier, like if you have a brute wyvern or something, like the bonus is set to, okay, multiple pieces of brute wyvern versus just specifically like Doshigama or Ray Dao in this case. But basically it's going to be based on the type of monster. So that's really interesting, and I'm curious how it gets to the higher level monsters itself. Bow coatings aren't ammo types. It was hard to see because their webcam was blocking what exactly he was talking about, but they're not necessarily consumable items. So I want to dive into that a little bit deeper later on and see if they show something where you can get a good view of it. Next, the secret has a pouch where you can reload, so it's not always having to go back to camp. So it seems like the secret brings along items as well that you can reload mid-hunt. That was really interesting to see. Okay, and then your effects and duration during your effect duration during time. So when I saw cooking, okay, the cooking had a duration effect, and basically because this is a persistent open world and you don't have to go back to the camp each time, it only makes sense that you have to cook more frequently and continue refreshing your cook because your hunts don't technically end. So it's really neat that the cooking have a timer and you're able to track that. So with that, we are going to close up for the day, but again, thank you all for sticking with it, and really let's try to get this video to 100 likes so we can create more, and let's see what comes up next tomorrow for Monster Hunter Wilds content. So with that, I'm Ajax. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and stay tuned for more helpful videos. I know. That's a good boy. Look, good at him. Hey.